Okay, YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We got another video here by Mother's Basement. The absolute state of Crunchyroll. What the hell is happening with Crunchyroll? As we know that Crunchyroll has been in a funny, freaky place, you know. I feel like they failed the whole anime community. I feel like it's just, man, it's a scary business. Anime is a very scary, confusing business, and now we're seeing kind of like the ramifications of like this scary, weird business that they're in, because the licensing and the shows, and you know, it's very confusing being in this industry. Let's see what's happening. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let's just jump into the video. Let's go.
Crunchyroll is in big trouble. I'm currently watching all the new anime to prepare for my fall recommendation video, and I couldn't help notice something a little different about their subtitles this season. Namely,
AI.
that they're all ass now. The font is worse, the subs don't have a drop shadow anymore, they're timed terribly with lines just cutting off halfway through sentences, and when characters speak over each other, they just stack the subs on top of each other with no indication of who's supposed to be saying what.
Shit.
All of which makes the subs substantially harder to read and creates potential accessibility issues. Plus, there's no typesetting whatsoever anymore.
And that's a bad thing, because I think, you know, especially with you got to think about it. Anime, when we consume anime, like, this is our industry is mainly based off of, like, you know, we are multicultural, but at the same time, it's when the first episode comes out, it is in Japanese. So most of us that watch anime are in different type of languages, and we're from different regions. So the subtitles is kind of like a fundamental thing that helps, you know, kind of spread the whole anime and make it more clear of what's happening in the story. And if they cannot get that simple thing right, that's when you know it's bad. Because I am putting my money on they're using AI. They're using AI, or they found a way to use how can I put this? No, they're using AI. I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're using AI fully. And that's the scary part, you know? And I think they're just trying to trim down
Anymore, so you can just
people.
forget about reading any on-screen text that's relevant to the story of the anime you're watching. And to top it all off, when they finally dropped the first episode for Hiroaka's final season, 9 hours late, it had subtitles for every language except English, even though Hulu got it up just fine right on time. Overnight, Crunchyroll's subtitles have become as bad as Netflix and Amazon's, if not worse, which is pathetic when their one job as a platform is to be the best place to watch specifically anime. While there are—
It's not. We all know it's the other, the pirate channels. You know, that's how it is. This is what's forever gonna plague our industry, especially when it comes to convenience, how we watch things. You know, it sucks. You know, and I wish we had that platform. We had that platform, which was 9anime. You know, but Anime Wave or whatever the frick they call it, you know, that was, I think, the top platform when it came to all of this. And also H Anime, you know, how H or High Anime, however you say it, also was also becoming that platform, but they kind of slowed down because everybody was onto them. I think they were the same producers of High Anime, of Anime Wave, I mean, you know. So yeah, it's just, man, I think that they failed us completely, for real.
There are still services like High Dive and Ocean Vale offering—
Those are rubbish. Who the hell have you ever heard say, I have a High Dive account, let's watch some anime? Like, you've never heard that shit in your life, you know? Like, unless it's some content creator, bro. And if you have, bro, like, that's 1 in a million.
more limited typesetting. Crunchyroll, who were the best at it until literally last month, have seemingly abandoned it altogether. According to as yet unconfirmed rumors, the cause of this seems to be Crunchyroll forcing their entire localization team to switch to this new software called Una, which integrates streamlined subtitling tools into a team management chat system similar to Slack. Also, there's some AI crap in there, because of course there is, although apparently that is through third-party extensions, not built into the app itself, and sources within Crunchyroll have confirmed that they're not using AI in subtitling at all for now. There has also been some hay made about how Una's based out of Tel Aviv, though this video is mainly going to focus on how watching anime is getting worse, because that's my wheelhouse. To my knowledge, no one who works there has openly supported the atrocities, but I completely understand if you want to draw the line there anyway. Although, if you do, you might have more subscriptions to cancel than you realize. Una is an all-in-one enterprise solution designed to be the, quote, gold standard for big studios and streaming giants who need their content translated. So it offers pretty much nothing to help with the specific challenges of anime localization. My podcast co-host Miles wrote about this in his anime newsletter on Substack, and according to him, the localization team at Crunchyroll used to use an open source program called Aegis Sub, which is
and then why don't they continue with that open source though? Like, that's the thing which I don't understand. Why are you trying to be like these big companies and now close yourself off, where you have a simple open source software where you know none of these companies are going to pay for it? They have a proper, like, come on, man.
Specifically designed with anime in mind to support
Yes.
advanced typesetting and subtitle styling. That was
Yes.
Crunchyroll's secret sauce, but there were several downsides to using it on the business side of things. The more specialized software, of course, required more specialized talent to use it, and those higher effort subtitles obviously take a whole lot more time to produce than the crap they're
course.
settling for now. More advanced typesetting would also require rendering out multiple versions of each anime episode with different hard subs for every language that Crunchyroll offers, because even Crunchyroll's video player can only do so much by itself. Not to mention, platforms like Netflix and Amazon don't support typesetting at all, so when Crunchyroll sublicenses an anime to one of those services, they just have to go back and make the subtitles again, but shittier this time anyway. So from a business perspective, changing the software makes some sense, if indeed that is what happened. Crunchyroll hasn't
Like, sometimes I don't understand this industry. Like, I feel like right now is the biggest time for anime, but like, these guys, bro, if they don't get their bonuses, they just start ditching this thing. I don't know, bro, what's going on. Like, if these people don't start getting their bonuses, we are the ones that get left in the dust, and that really sucks, bro.
confirmed or denied that they're working with Una yet, and all I could get out of my source is that there were nebulous technical and software issues affecting subtitles for some shows, which the team is currently working on fixing. But we still don't have a timeline for when it will be fixed, and regardless, Crunchyroll shouldn't be testing out new technology or a
Right
new
now,
subtitling
yeah.
pipeline on live anime.
When there's already an open source software that's there, that, come on, bro, it doesn't make any
Episodes,
sense.
let alone all of the new anime episodes for the start of a season. This is when the fandom is the most active in discovering and discussing new anime, a moment where
Of course, every single season people are ready, bro. Like, this is the time when you literally, for me, also me, bro, I don't want to be watching, like, especially like at the end of the season, I don't want to try new shows, because there's already a lot of people that have made their list that are going to be saying, okay, this is the new hot stuff that's out right now. Like, that's crazy, Crunchyroll. Why would you do this?
any kind of pain point in the viewing experience can make or break a show's chance at finding an audience, and they're out here making it hard to even understand what
What's
characters
going
are
on?
saying, and screwing around to the point that even tentpole shows like Hiroaka aren't coming out on time. This is a serious slap in the face to Crunchyroll's core audience, but it's far from the only one in the last few years. Despite the platform's rapid post-pandemic growth, basically every change that they've made lately has been for
shit.
the worse. This
Yeah.
all really comes back
Has
to
been
Crunchyroll's
shit.
merger with Funimation, which a lot of people thought at the time would mean Crunchyroll just taking over
Funimation is Sony, so we call Sony Funimation. So the partnership with Sony.
Funimation's licenses and continuing to operate as they had been. After all, they kept the much more successful Crunchyroll branding, and it would be very obviously silly to put the people who made Funimation now, a broken dogshit service that most people only sub to when they had a really good exclusive for the season, in charge of the very platform that ate their entire lunch and forced them to be bought out by Sony. But the thing about Japanese megacorporations is that seniority is everything. And Funimation's people had been part of Sony longer than Crunchyroll's, so when the time came to eliminate redundancies, it was the real anime fans who knew what they were doing who got the axe, while Funimation and Sony execs took over. And since then, Crunchyroll has gone through several more waves of layoffs, each one purging the company of more and more of the people who actually gave a shit about anime, the anime community, and the anime viewing experience.
But let's be real, Crunchyroll was dying. That's why that company sold out. Like, it wasn't growing. You know, it kind of reached its ceiling, you know? They tried making new shows. They tried making all of those things. It's not a growing company. Even when you see these people that come out now, even a lot of places, Netflix and all of them, they're also reaching their ceilings. You know, they were going on a rocket ship, but they've now kind of like plateaued. Every single thing has kind of like plateaued now. So I don't know, bro. Like, it's just weird when you see all of these companies do all of these things. It just kind of makes me a bit worried, because if you're seeing Crunchyroll do this, bro, it's just gonna get worse from here. But I think the best thing about our industry as well is we got pirated sites. So those sites, of course, they're always forever gonna be supporting people on the other side, you know, because a lot of people, man, some of these shows be getting 1 million views per day on these pirated sites. So it's just crazy, man, you know. This is why people just end up pirating stuff, honestly, you know.
The first real sign of this change was the degradation of the Crunchyroll store, which almost immediately started having the exact same problems that the Funimation store used to have, with unpredictable product delays and damaged goods due to poor packaging. Exactly the sort of thing you expect to see from people who don't really care about anime collectors and just want to move as much product as possible, as quickly as possible, for as little cost as possible. The Right Stuff buyout was supposed to fix that problem by bringing in literally the best people in the anime retail business and all of their supply chain infrastructure, then folding that into the Crunchyroll brand. But I think you already have some idea of what the people in charge now think of letting real anime fans tell them how to run their business, so it probably won't surprise you to hear that what actually happened was the exact opposite. The Crunchyroll store experience stayed exactly as shitty as it had been, while their only real competition simply ceased to be.
Yo guys, it's me, Charlie. Hey, did that guy just turn into sand?
And to add insult to injury, people who had pre-ordered stuff from Right Stuff ended up having to deal with the same months-long delays, poor communication.
14-month delay. Dude, that is so horrible. That like, what's the point of buying something if you're only gonna get it a year and 2 months later? What the fuck is going on? Like, what?
And sloppy, low-effort shipping that they went to that other store to avoid in the first place. And that's not even getting into the various Kickstarters for classic anime re-releases that Right Stuff had been running through their Nozomi Entertainment media label, like the Captain Tyler Special Edition that I promoted way back when. Crunchyroll only just started sending out Blu-rays for the Let's Dub Dirty Pair Kickstarter that was funded way back in 2021, with an estimated release date of August 2022. And when they did finally send them out, not only did they fail to deliver on a promised version of the dub with old school sound effects, several of the discs were straight up mislabeled. So, yeah, the Right Stuff buyout's been nothing but an unmitigated disaster for anime fans, and it's indicative.
Because I bet they just bought the brand and said, oh, the people that are doing our stuff before, you're gonna do this stuff, and then we're gonna have this whole like, bro, it's just crazy. These corporations are crazy. What's going on, bro? And this is supposed to be Japan. What the fuck is going on? We thought y'all niggas were efficient, but reality, man.
Of a corporate culture that simply does not care what we want because they know they're the only real game in town.
But yeah, they don't care because they're the only ones. Exactly. So we're the only ones, we're the kings. We're gonna make this as cheap as possible and make the most money as possible. Like, what the fuck? Like, and they can do that, you know, literally. Fucking sucks.
Still not the most egregious example of Crunchyroll abandoning the anime community. That ignominious distinction belongs to what they've done to their own community features, which you might have noticed just straight up don't exist anymore. 2 years ago, they shut down their forums, which was disappointing, but somewhat understandable in the new social media age, except
because people were trolling, people were writing certain things, people were writing, of course, egregious things. You know, this is the new age. People can write anything and it gets a bit crazy.
Around the same time, they also started using HDCP encryption to block video screenshots on their site and app, making it substantially more difficult.
Which makes it so hard for the freaking community, bro. Like, that's the one thing which I don't like about music. I think the one thing which the music industry has over the film and TV is that they don't realize that film and TV doesn't realize that people have TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and they cannot compete with these other platforms, because how much does Instagram pay for its consumers? Zero. How much does YouTube pay for its consumers? I mean, for it's the people that are producing the content? Zero. So that's the one thing these people need to understand, that we live in a new age where people want to share their experiences. People maybe, I'm not saying now it's not right for people to kind of like toe on toe to record the whole episode and so that they can watch it for themselves later. But I mean, give people that, especially if they're paying for it. I hate the whole taking out the whole recording thing, trying to make it like Netflix, trying to make it like all of that. Literally, it makes having subscriptions useless. Yes, we get it. These are all licensed programs and all of that. But it makes having like we live in a world now where I, as a person, I literally have more than 10 subscriptions, you know, and that means I have a subscription for this, for that, for this, for everything. And it's making it so freaking hard when you actually calculate how much you're spending on subscriptions. It makes it so hard and frustrating to keep on supporting all of these companies, and it's so frustrating when I see them take out simple things for the communities. Even the comment section, what Crunchyroll took out, the comment section is such a vital thing, because you feel a sort of connection with people. We're already in such a uniquely niche area of the internet, like especially like with anime is so uniquely niche. And then for you to kind of like, you watch an episode, now when you go down to the comment section to see how people are feeling, them speaking about specific scenes and parts, that makes you feel good some type of way. That's like community interaction. Now if you've watched an episode, you don't even know what's happening. Now you have to scour the whole internet just to see topics about it. That shit's horrible, man. You know, it's freaking horrible. I hate what they're doing.
To clip, cap, and discuss anime on social media. And it made my life personally harder by messing up my whole thumbnail process, just as a nice little treat. But it still wasn't all bad. They did still have the comment section directly under every episode that let you dive right into talking about anime with like-minded fans as you were
They removed the comment section because people were getting too crazy. There was a what my senpai is on Tokunoku, where this guy was, I think it was a guy that you like dressing up as a girl, and was, I don't know if she was trans or whatever, like it was a whole freaking thing. So then I think there was just so much topics and debates and news reports that were coming out that made Crunchyroll be like, you know what, nah, fuck this. We're just gonna throw the whole comment section away. Meanwhile, them throwing the whole comment section away, it's like, bro, you've killed the source. You know,
watching it. And when you finished the series, you could even write up a review that would appear on the show's homepage, which could then spark further discussion. It was a fantastic feature, clearly thought up by anime fans who spent a lot of time on other anime sites. But you might have noticed that I'm talking about it exclusively in the past tense, and that's because last summer, on July 8th, Crunchyroll just up and deleted the whole thing without any notice, not even giving those fan reviewers a chance to back their work up elsewhere. One day comments were on, the next they were gone, and the reason I know what specific day it is because it was kind of my fault. Not on purpose, to be clear. It was the last outcome I wanted to see, but 2 days prior to all the comments and reviews going away, I did make a tweet about some homophobic weirdos who were going around review bombing literally every Yaoi and Yuri series on the platform. I wasn't really trying to start a controversy, and I didn't even put any blame on
No, it's not Mother's Basement's fault. It was just a whole stir up. A lot of shows were kind of in a position where there was a lot of controversy that time. I remember there was a lot of controversy about homophobia, about certain topics, and bro, these topics will give you a fucking headache. I understand why Crunchyroll dismissed it, but again, damned if they do, damned if they don't. They got really damned because they did take it off. I feel like again, Crunchyroll has no, how do I put this? They have no, what do they call that thing where they have no people that are auditing or mods that are searching these forums, the comment sections. They have nobody that's doing that, because remember, they're cutting on all cost. So they realize that, why should we die on the hill of comment section when it's not, we don't make no money with comment section. That's why excuse me, that's why they cut it out. That's why they totally cut it out, because they're like, we don't make no money from this, so let it go out.
Crunchyroll for it happening. I was just pointing out weird, toxic behavior from culture warrior tourists trying to gatekeep queer genres that have been part of anime and anime fandom in Japan and abroad since before they were even born. Fake anime fans using our hobby to push their political agenda are a much bigger problem than any one anime website, but the tweet did.
And again, that's the thing of like, one thing which I hate using this word tourist, because I feel like it's such a disingenuine word. But again, it's a lot of these tourists, the people that don't give a f about what's happening in anime or a certain culture, and they just want to push their own agenda. That's what kind of hurts an industry. But again, if the anime industry is so fragile that if a few comment sections come up about certain topics that it crumbles, that means this industry is very weak. I feel like it's such a weak thing. That's why I hate the word tourist, because it's a weak and nonchalant word. Because if a community is that weak, where if we wake up tomorrow and 100 comments come and talk about a certain person, and now we view that certain person a certain way, was that person even that, like, I don't even know how I'm putting it, but like, I hope you get me, like 50-50. I know. Yeah,
undeniably put some indirect pressure on Crunchyroll to maybe start moderating comments and reviews a little more. Like, at the very least, filter out the obvious copy-paste spam. And I guess they did some internal calculations and came to the conclusion that it would be cheaper to just nuke the whole feature. A frustrating, disappointing, downright depressing thing to watch unfold when all I wanted to do was mock some guys who forgot about don't like, don't look. But now, as I look back on that moment, it does give me a bit of hope for this one, because even if Crunchyroll's management isn't part of the anime community anymore, there are clearly still real anime fans working there who care about what the community and are.
Man, they don't give a shit. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. If they don't care right now, they don't care. Man, they care about the check. How much money we giving them? How much money you got? That's what they care about. And it is what it is, bro. That's any industry. That's any corporation. These corporations have changed. Google, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram. They all care about a check. And that's the way of life, You kind of got to do what we got to do. That's why we all got PCs. We got phones. If we want to watch any type of content or media, you know how to do it. There's already free sites for everything. And anything is accessible. I believe in culture. If a culture is big, guys, you guys go anywhere, watch that thing. Same thing with music. I like what the whole music industry is not really stressed about. The music getting leaked. No, they are. I'm lying. But like at the same time, culture is for everybody, bro. I hate this thing of like it being restricted behind a paywall. I hate subscriptions. I hate all of this. But Crunchyroll needs to do better. They won't. But that's how it is. It is what it is, as we say.
little slice of it have to say. They've been out on social media reassuring fans about the subtitle situation as best they can without, an official statement from the higher ups. And even if they don't have nearly as much power within the company as they should or used to, they are still passing the concerns of fans along. Since I tweeted about making this video, they even reached out to me about opening dialogue on these and other anime community issues, so we'll see how that goes. I would love...
like, literally, how can you say, can we start opening dog? Literally, they must Google their name. That's the one thing which I get confused with these companies, because everything is such a PR stunt. Everything is a PR stunt, PR move. If they really wanted to change the whole industry, literally they must just Google or YouTube their freaking name, go for the past 6 months and type what's wrong with Crunchyroll or something bad Crunchyroll. Like, bro, literally they'll find all the information that they want on freaking YouTube and all of that. And that's the thing which makes me know that these are all PR stunts, PR moves type shit.
Nothing more than to see Crunchyroll go back to being by otaku for otaku. And I honestly think that that would be the best for the long-term sustainability of their brand. But honestly, I don't even know if that's possible anymore, so I'd settle for them just not actively making the experience worse for their most hardcore users. Crunchyroll may be huge now thanks to the COVID weeb boom, but without their core audience, they are still a tiny ass fish in the streaming ocean. And if all of the reasons to watch anime through them instead of Netflix or
because Netflix is on the rise. Netflix is on the rise. They've been on the biggest boom I've ever seen. We have a lot of shows on Netflix. You got to think about it. One Piece, Hunter x Hunter. If Netflix was smart, Netflix immediately must get 4 shows. No, they also got Demon Slayer. They must get Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and they're done. That's how they capture the anime audience. Start with those first 3 shows, and then you go one after the other. They already got Jujutsu Kaisen. Bro, if they just get Naruto, Bleach, and Dragon Ball Z, they are done. And when I'm speaking Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, they have everything. They start with season 1, they start with Dragon Ball. After Dragon Ball, they go Dragon Ball Z. After Dragon Ball Z Super. Naruto, they go Naruto Shippuden. Naruto the original, then Shippuden, then Boruto. Then they would literally capture everybody, and they would be forced to literally do everything. That's what I think they should be doing.
Less official channels go away, Sony's new golden goose could give up the ghost before they know it. And I don't want to see that happen, because I still think Crunchyroll provides a net positive to anime fans by making sure damn near every show gets translated. Even if you're watching on pirate sites, you're still watching Crunchyroll subtitles, and you'll probably notice the drop in quality there too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some poorly subtitled anime to watch and recommendations to write, plus another topical video about the politics of One Piece that I'm really proud of, so please make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you...
So, to conclude the video, all I gotta say is that Crunchyroll needs to do better. It's just they're doing a lot of cut costing, and them changing their whole system, dude, it's gonna take them time. And I bet this whole thing was done last minute. I'm putting my money on that. The way how the mismanagement in the anime industry is doing, bro. When I saw MAPPA, what they did to Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, that's really when I was like, yo, this anime industry is literally has no balance. It's literally, it's up and down, literally at the same time, bro. You gotta give and take, literally. Like, it's so weird, bro. I don't know what's happening in this industry. But yeah, guys, it is what it is. We're just gonna hope and keep on watching our good anime, through necessary our means, through Crunchyroll, through Pirate, whatever the fuck we watch it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and tell me what you guys think. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.